This video is designed to help you start a mineral water business. At the end of the video, you'll find a valuable gift. It's a mineral water business plan that you can download, and will lay down for you, step by step, everything you need to know to start a successful mineral water business of your own. If you are new to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. The bottled water production industry is a thriving sector. In the United States, the industry is responsible for the employment of well over 14,360 people. Despite the fact that there are big corporations who are into the production of bottled water, the fact remains that starting a small-scale bottled water production business has minimal barriers to entry, with low startup capital. Most players in the bottled water production industry are small to medium-sized establishments that cater to the local community. With this kind of business, if you want to start on a small scale, you can choose to start servicing your local community. All you would need is contacts, packaging, networking, and good marketing and customer service skills. However, if you intend starting it on a large scale, then you should consider spreading beyond your local community, to state level and even national level. Some of the factors and incentives that encourage aspiring entrepreneurs to venture into starting a bottled water production company is the fact that the required amount needed to start the business, especially when you choose to start a small scale, servicing a small community, is not on the high side compared to other small-scale businesses. Decide on the niche to concentrate on. Basically, there are no niche areas in the bottled water production industry, simply because bottled water are expected to meet the same standard in any part of the world, hence the industry is strictly regulated. On the other hand, bottled water production companies are known to continue to improvise, so as to continue to expand their market reach, which is why it is now easier to find flavored bottled water, mineral bottled water, distilled bottled water, sparkling bottled water with low pH value, and bottled water packaged in different sizes et al. There are only a few businesses that lack competition. One of the good things about competition is the fact that it helps one set up and rise up to the challenges there are. There is hardly any industry or line of business anywhere in the world where there is no competition. As a matter of fact, it is the competition that brings creativity and innovations to the business world. This goes to show that if you are looking towards starting a bottled water production company, most bottled water companies are leveraging creativity in terms of packaging and marketing to continue to stay afloat in the industry. One creativity approach that is common is ensuring that their bottled water conforms to the appropriate pH level. As a matter of fact, it is common to find bottled water production companies, especially medium-scale and small-scale bottled water companies, labeling their bottled water for specific occasions to meet the demand of their clients. For example, a client that is celebrating his or her birthday may strike an agreement with a bottled water company to specially label the bottled water that will be served in the occasion, to conform with the occasion. Cost analysis. Basically, starting a standard bottled water production company is indeed a capital-intensive business. This is so because the amount required to set up a bottled water production plant is not piecemeal. The bulk of the startup capital will be spent on leasing or acquiring a facility, and also in purchasing water purifying, bottling, and packaging equipment. Aside from that, you are not expected to spend much, except for the purchase and servicing of distribution trucks, and paying your employees and utility bills. These are the key areas where you will spend your startup capital. The total fee for registering the business in the United States of America is $750. Legal expenses for obtaining licenses and permits, as well as the accounting services, software, POS machines, and other software, $1,300. Marketing and promotion expenses for the grand opening, $3,500. Flyer printing, for the total amount of $3,580. Cost for hiring business consultant, $2,500. Cost for payment of rent the facility, varies. Cost for construction of a standard bottled water production plant, $100,000. Other startup expenses including stationery, $500, and phone and utility deposits, $2,500. Operational cost for the first 3 months, salaries of employees, payments of bills et al., varies. The cost for startup inventory, raw materials, bottles and packaging materials, $80,000. Storage hardware, bins, rack, shelves, food case, $3,720. The cost for counter area equipment, countertop, sink, ice machine, etc., $9,500. Cost for water purifying, bottling and packaging equipment, $100,000. Cost for store equipment, cash register, security, ventilation, Signage, $13,750. Cost of purchase of distribution vans, $100,000. The cost for the purchase of furniture and gadgets, computers, printers, telephones, fax machines, tables, and chairs, $4,000. The cost of launching a website, $600. The cost for your opening party varies. Miscellaneous, $10,000. Going by the above estimations, you will need about $500,000 to set up a small-scale bottled water production company in the United States. Choosing a location. When it comes to choosing a location for a bottled water business, there are key questions you should answer, and key factors that must be considered. You are expected to choose a location that is easily accessible. Affordability, availability of labor, and safety are also some of the factors that you should consider. The next part of the video is not specific to a mineral water business. Nevertheless, this knowledge is essential for success in the mineral water business, as well as in any other business. Ignore it at your own peril. Operating a successful mineral water business will depend on the following 4 conventions. 1. A practical plan, with a solid foundation. 2. Dedication, and willingness to sacrifice, to reach your goal. 3. Technical skills. 4. Basic knowledge of management, finance, record keeping and market analysis. As a new owner, you will need to master these skills and techniques if your business is to be successful. Finding a niche. Small businesses range in size from a manufacturer, with many employees, and millions of dollars in equipment, to the lone window washer, with a bucket and a sponge. Obviously, the knowledge and skills required for these 2 extremes are far apart, but for success they have one thing in common. Each has found a business niche, and is filling it. The most critical problems you will face, in your early planning, will be to find your niche, and determine the feasibility of your idea. Get into the right business at the right time, is very good advice, but following that advice may be difficult. Many entrepreneurs plunge into a business venture, so blinded by the dream, that they fail to thoroughly evaluate its potential. Is your business idea feasible? Before you invest time, effort, and money, the following exercise will help you separate sound ideas from those bearing a high potential for failure. Identify and briefly describe the business you plan to start. Identify the product or service you plan to sell. Answering yes to any of the following 3 questions means you are on the right track. A negative answer to all of them means the road ahead could be rough. 1. Does your product or service satisfy an unfilled need? 2. Will your product or service serve an existing market in which demand exceeds supply? 3. Will your product or service be competitive, based on its quality, selection, price, or location? Market analysis. For a small business to be successful, the owner must know the market. To learn the market, you must analyze it, a process that takes time and effort. You don't have to be a trained statistician to analyze the marketplace, nor does the analysis have to be costly. Analyzing the market is a way to gather facts about potential customers, and to determine the demand for your product or service. The more information you gather, the greater your chances of capturing a segment of the market. Know the market before investing your time and money in any business venture. The following questions will help you collect the information necessary to analyze your market, and determine if your product or service will sell. This brief exercise will give you a good idea of the kind of market planning you need to do. An answer of no to any of the questions indicates a weakness in your plan, so do your research until you can answer each question with a yes. 1. Do you know who your customers will be? 2. Do you understand their needs and desires? 3. Do you know where they live? 4. Will you be offering the kind of products or services that they will buy? 5. Will your prices be competitive in quality and value? 6. Will your promotional program be effective? 7. Do you understand how your business compares with your competitors? 8. Will your business be conveniently located for the people you plan to serve? 9. Will there be adequate parking facilities for the people you plan to serve? Planning your startup. The following questions are grouped according to function. They are designed to help you prepare for opening day. Merchandise. Have you decided what items you will sell or produce, or what services you will provide? Have you made a merchandise plan, based upon estimated sales, to determine the amount of inventory you will need to control purchases? Have you found reliable suppliers, who will assist you in the startup? Have you compared the prices, quality, and credit terms of suppliers? Business records. Are you prepared to maintain complete records of sales, income and expenses, accounts payable, and receivables? Have you determined how to handle payroll records, tax reports, and payments? Do you know what financial reports should be prepared, and how to prepare them? Finances. A large number of small businesses fail each year. There are a number of reasons for these failures, but one of the main reasons is insufficient funds. Too many entrepreneurs try to start and operate a business without sufficient capital, money. To avoid this dilemma, you can review your situation by analyzing the following 3 questions. 1. How much money do you have? 2. How much money will you need to start your business? 3. How much money will you need to stay in business? In order to answer the second question, how much money will you need to start your business? You need to prepare an estimate of all your startup costs. Here is a list of items you may need to take into account. Note that this list is for a retail business. Items will vary for service, construction, manufacturing or online firms. Decorating and remodeling, fixtures and equipment, installing fixtures and equipment, services and supplies, beginning inventory cost, legal, professional fees, licenses and permits, telephone utility deposits, insurance, signs, advertising for opening, unanticipated expenses. Now, the answer to the third question, how much money will you need to stay in business? Must be divided into 2 parts, immediate costs, and future costs. From the moment the door to your new business opens, a certain amount of income may come in. However, this income should not be projected in your operating expenses. You will need enough money available to cover costs for at least the first 3 months of operation. The following list will help you project your operating expenses on a monthly basis. Typical expenses for 1 month may include your living costs, employee wages, rent, advertising, supplies, utilities, insurance, taxes, maintenance, delivery, transportation, miscellaneous. Now sum up the total estimated monthly expenses and multiply it by 3. This is the amount of cash you will need to cover operating expenses for 3 months. Deposit this amount in a savings account before opening your business. Use it only for those purposes listed in the above list, because this money will ensure that you will be able to continue in business during the crucial early stages. By adding the total startup costs to the total expenses for 3 months, you can learn what the estimated costs will be to start and operate your business for 3 months. By subtracting the totals of the lists from the cash available, you can determine the amount of additional financing you may need, if any. Now you will need to estimate your operating expenses for the first year after startup. The first step in determining your annual expenses is to estimate your sales volume, month by month. Next, determine the cost of sales. You may want to use a spreadsheet to do this. After startup, the primary source of revenue in your business will be from sales, but your sales will vary from month to month because of seasonal patterns and other factors. It is important to determine if your monthly sales will produce enough income to pay each month's bills. An estimated cash flow projection will show if the monthly cash balance is going to be subject to such factors as the following: failure to recognize seasonal trends, excessive cash taken from the business for living expenses, too rapid expansion, and slow collection of accounts if credit is extended to customers. Conclusion: if you have carefully answered all the questions in this video, you have seriously thought about your goal. However, there may be some things you may feel you need to know more about. Owning and running a mineral water business is a continuous learning process. Research your idea, and do as much as you can, yourself, but don't hesitate to seek help from people who can tell you what you need to know. As we conclude this video, it's time you get your free mineral water business plan gift. Go to the description below this video to get it now. It is completely free, no strings attached. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this.